fix my chat. And I still think my camera's at a weird angle, but we're going to just go with it and call it a day. Let's see. Who do we want to do today? That's a maybe. I really had fun with this guy. I definitely look forward to doing her. Let's see. He is very cool and very possible. It's very in your face, isn't it? I think we might actually do this guy today. Because why not? One thing I do love with this book is it has these wonderful little flaps. So instead of having to fight with keeping my pages down, I just flip that over. It does have one on this side as well, but that wouldn't be very helpful now, would it? There we go. So now for the hard part. Where do we start? It's always a little bit tricky to decide where the starting point is going to be. So I think we're going to start at the obvious place. After I sharpen my pencil, because we know that's going to be a whole ordeal. It always is. I get a pencil to just sharpen for me. So hopefully everybody had a wonderful weekend. I worked because that's what I do on weekends as a general rule. I haven't decided yet if his hair is going to be lighter or darker. But we might do the wonderful trick of just coming in with the same pencil at a slightly different pressure point. I don't know yet. We'll see. It's always tricky to decide what you're going to do, like, as you're putting your first little bits of color down. But this little, I'm guessing it's supposed to be a stag. I'm not 100% certain. There are parts that kind of look goat-like and parts that kind of look more like deer or stag. I'm not trying to figure it out, but he is very cool. So for right now, we're just going to give him some color. I think we are going to, since we have some fantabulous eye makeup going on here, I'm going to come in just slightly darker with that. And I think that's what we're going to do with the hair as well. Let's just go in slightly darker. This is a really cool picture. I've been going by it because I was afraid it was going to take too long. But honestly, I have nothing going on today. So if we go a little bit long, so be it. There are worse things in the world. I've already done the super time-consuming stuff, which is deworming an entire small colony of cats. Don't recommend it. Not fun. But must be done. If one shows signs, they probably all have issues, so it's better to just get them all done at once. I am going to go back over this and just darken it and kind of neaten it up a little bit. I think we're going to come in this area up underneath as well. Just because we can. Because he's got some really cool markings going on. We're also going to go over this part. And I think this we're going to come in with a black or a dark gray and darken it up just a hint more, but we're going to start with this. It's a very, very cool looking animal. Excuse me. Pardon my dryer buzzing in the background. Part of life is making sure you have clean clothes and things like that. Hello, Evelyn Johnson. How are we doing today? I think that's definitely the way to go with this guy, is just going a little bit darker with the fur, hair, or whatever the mane is called on different animals. This guy has some fabulous hair, that's for sure. And there goes my dryer again, because, you know, I might not have heard it the first time. I think it might buzz one more time. It's part of life. Almost didn't want to come in and sit down and do this because it is so pretty outside today. And that is where we have been a good chunk of the day, is outside with the dog. Just enjoying the sunshine and the fact that it is no longer icy and snowing and all of that nonsense. I'm okay with winter, but boy, do I get tired of it when it decides it's not going away. Got some email hair going up here. Not even mad about it, though. If you can rock the look, you might as well, right? There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Now I'm not doing his eye in this color because I want it to kind of stick out a little bit more. So I think we're done with that color for the moment. But I do want... I think we're going to combo his eye. I'm going to do this kind of greenish tone. And come over it with the gold because we can. Because why not, right? I think that's more of a dark brown than a black. The rare time I'm actually looking for my black pencil, I can't find it. Once again, brown. Let's see. I'm mixing my other colors. And it helps if you get all of your supplies in one place before you go live. But what I need is not in here, apparently. Let's see. There he is. And we're also going to just, doesn't have to go dark, dark. We just want it to be kind of a little bit darker in the nose than everywhere else. Kind of creates just that little bit of difference. Now, we're going to do something about those antlers, don't we? I think we're going to take this really, really dark brown, but we're going to color very lightly with it. To just give that color. Doesn't need to be crazy, doesn't need to be dark, but I do like the tone of this guy. Just kind of creates a little bit of difference. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be hair or extension of ear or horn. We're going to treat it as a horn because it evens out on the other side. Oh, excuse me. Apparently I'm putting myself to sleep today. Hopefully that is not what's happening to you guys. I aim to be relaxing, but I'm not looking to put people to sleep. That's no fun. There we go. And we got one more horn. Well, two more horns. I did miss some hair there, so we'll have to fix that. There we go. Just fix this. Oh, did I grab the right pencil? No, I did not. Glad I caught that when I did. There we go. That's better. Well, who's up for an adventurous ride there? That was not how we planned for things to go. But hey, stuff happens. That's life. Let's see, there's my gold. Where's my silver? I definitely want that. Probably do that. I have like 3 dozen silver pencils and none of them are looking for them. Of course, I find one and it's broken. Because why not? Haven't had time to do a live in a couple of days, so it's kind of nice to just chill a little bit. There we go. There we go. So we're gonna just, this whole like round piece is going to be all in different metallic tones. That's why I was finding all of my metallics to pull out. Because we can, that's why. And then we'll come in and do all of our florals and swirly gigs in the background and all of that fun stuff. Which those might also be in metallics. I have not decided yet. It's all right, Bubba's. It's just the TV. There's a dog barking on the TV, and Loki is trying to answer it. It's all right, Bubba's. That is his slightly confused and also very tired kind of half bark. When he actually puts his effort into his barks, everybody knows it because it's quite loud and kind of freaks people out a little bit. But just because he's a big dog. He is actually one of the quietest dogs I've ever seen, though. He doesn't do a lot of barking or anything. Which I definitely am not going to complain about. He's a good dog. There we go. I'm definitely going to have to get some brighter tones on this page because right now we've got a lot of earthy tones and a lot of similar things going. But there will be greens and florals coming shortly, so no panic there. I just want to get this guy done real quick. There we go. Steadily, steadily, we're making progress. I am going to go back over that with, actually, sorry, I got sidetracked. There we go. We got our first little pop of color. Sometimes I just slightly sidetracked and end up doing something completely different in the middle of what I was doing. But that's life for me. We're not going to fuss over it too much. Ooh, somebody made a little bit of an oopsie there. Sometimes things just don't quite line up the way they're supposed to. I guess it's probably hard to do when you're drawing around everything else. I'm judging nothing, seeing as I couldn't draw this to save my life. I can do a lot of neat stuff. Drawing just is not one of them. There we go. I thought I was going to add more colors to that, but I decided it kind of looked better the way it was. Now, let's start on some leaves. Let's get some color on this page instead of all of the browns and grays and silvers. I'm still kind of debating on this because they do list an artist in this book, but a huge chunk of these things do come out looking very AI. So I wonder if it's kind of a mixture of both things. I definitely did not draw the things, so I don't judge too much, but I do kind of wonder. I would, and given the choice, I will always prefer art created by a person rather than a computer, but sometimes you end up with it one way or another. And I'm not one to just not be willing to work in the book anymore. But sometimes they will make me stop on a picture if it's really bad, like unrecognizable at a point. Oh, excuse me. There is no reason why I should be yawning, but I am. It happens. There we go. We are making progress. I'm not 100% certain about some of the progress because I'm kind of having to create balance in places where there is none here and there. But that is life. There we go. I am happy I wasn't so super late with this today. Some days it's just not easy to get my timing down to get on at a decent hour. I do try to hit between 3 and 4:30, or 3 and 3:30. Whew, 3 and 4:30 is a tricky one. That's a little bit too long of a window for me. Excuse me. There we go. We are making progress. And I did just switch greens just because, well, because I can. Just want to kind of get a little bit more depth in there. And I was getting quite a bit of that one shade going. I did notice a bit of his hair that I missed here. At least I think that's supposed to be his hair. Not sure. Saddle Babas. My dog would like to go back outside to play some more because it is really nice. But he doesn't do so good with other dogs, and my neighbors don't do so good with keeping theirs under control. So he doesn't go out unsupervised. He wouldn't hurt a fly unless it was in his territory. And we do try to keep him nice and safe and happy. This is a very strange plant-looking thing. I'm just kind of trying to give suggestions of color in places where it's a little bit odd and off. But we're getting there. Haven't decided what these are going to be yet, but I think I'm going to go in and get some color down, some pinks and blues and purples, and just add a little bit more oomph, a little bit more life. Because right now she's very soft coloring. There we go. I'm actually moving much quicker on this than I thought I was going to be. No complaint there. I really thought this was going to be like an hour of me just getting teeny tiny details, which, I mean, we still have a ton of teeny tiny details, so that's not out of the question. But for the moment, we're at least moving at a rate, right? There we go. And this is just me trying to put little pops of color in places. Hello, Lori. How we doing today? This is a fantastic shade of purple. I'm doing pretty good. It is not freezing outside. It's actually finally really pretty out. So I spent the first half of the day outside. Hopefully we had a good weekend. My weekends are not overly exciting because I do work, but oof. I don't think I could have taken another freezing cold week here. It's actually just almost 60 degrees here today, and I am absolutely loving it. I have missed my nice warm weather. There we go. This is another case of kind of creating something out of chaos. Let's see. It's always fun trying to decide what the next color is going to be when I don't really have a specific game plan. I'm definitely going to have to add some more green, because I see a lot of spots that are going to end up needing it, but I really just wanted to get some more color. That's awesome. I've been kind of hemming and hawing over this picture for a while, going by it and doing different ones instead. And I just decided to go ahead and tackle it today. And I don't really have a time frame that I have to be done by today, so figured why not have some fun with it, right? And my brain just kind of decided that this weird swirly stuff on the side here is going to be blue because really would it be one of my coloring sessions if we didn't end up with some large chunk of just blue for the sake of blue? And why not? I was definitely happy this weekend. I was finally able to drive my car again. We live out in the middle of nowhere, and my road did not ever actually get plowed. It just finally thawed. But I drive a Prius, and if you've ever tried to drive a Prius on ice, it's a special kind of challenge. But she gets fantastic gas mileage. Oh, excuse me. I am just a little tiny hair too relaxed today. I keep yawning. And that's funny because I did sleep last night. I'm not really that tired. I think it's just relaxing. And I'm pretending as hard as I can that I have not noticed how very not equal those two sections are. Because we don't know for a fact that it's supposed to be like mirrored on either side, right? And I think I kind of want my metallic blue for this top part, if I can find it. Actually, nope, that's purple. Well, he just popped out like, here I am. That is one of the most frustrating things. I swear. It's got to happen at least once. Sometimes 2 to 3 times, but that was really bad timing this time. Cross our fingers and hope he's going to sharpen. Once again, I did forget to clean out my sharpener before I sat down. This brand is Art Skills. They're not the most expensive. I have a tendency to go for the cheapies and see how they work. Sometimes it works really well, sometimes it doesn't. I love these colors, but I will never buy them again because they break more often than anything I have ever tried. And I think I'm just going to have to try and match that tone as closely as I can with a non-metallic because it does not want to sharpen. So let's see. I'm going to see if I can find my metal sharpener real quick. There it is. Try it one more time. See if it'll happen the old-fashioned way. There we go. Now I really need to empty my other sharpener, but See if that lasts. Hello, Sebastian. Sorry I missed that for a second there. I was having a disagreement with my pencil. It happens. A lot, actually. I know I need to go harder to match the tone that I was starting out with, but I'm kind of half afraid to do that. But then again, that kind of works with it dark in the center and softening out, so we might work with that. I don't know what I'm going to do when I finally break and buy some really good quality pencils, because breaking my pencils has become almost a common part of my life. I break at least one. And once again, we're going to pretend that these are not as insanely uneven as they are, because my brain really, really wants them to be almost mirror imaged, and they are definitely not, but that's okay. Not everything is meant to be symmetrical, even if it really, really looks like it's supposed to be, right? Once in a while, I show my diagnosed ADHD and OCD combo. Makes life interesting. I might have to check that out. Is that the ones you use, or just one that happened? I'll have to look into them. If you don't mind, if you can either throw that like as a comment on the video once it pops up, because I will lose track of the comments in the live disappear, and I want to remember that. But I know me, I will absolutely forget between now and then. He's starting to take off a little bit for me here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am always, always looking for good new budget options on how to do things. I am going to actually be getting out in my workshop now that it's warm enough that I don't need to run the heater non-stop to keep the cats from freezing. I'm going to get out and finish up the angel statue and try to start something new and different. I saw a content creator doing something and encouraging people to try it, which I absolutely love. And I really want to try it myself. He was taking lace and overlaying it on canvases and then painting the lace and then pulling the lace off to create the artwork underneath. And I really want to try that. But I can't start a new project until I finish the one that's sitting on my workshop table. So that's my challenge. I feel like under here should be kind of matching to the deer. I think it's a deer. I'm not 100% certain, but I feel like it's a deer. I've seen people do the spray paint, but this guy was actually using oil paints, and said he actually has been known to do with acrylics, which is what I use usually as well. I'm just grabbing random colors and throwing them on the page, apparently. I don't know where that purple I was just using came from. Gotta get some orange in there. Add a few bright pops just to make things a little bit more interesting. Somehow or another, occasionally my pictures end up coming out so muted. And I am not a muted tones person by any stretch of the imagination, so we gotta fix that. Get some oranges and some yellows in there. Brighten things up real quick. It's a very, very, very yellow. And I actually want to use that for these little guys. I had a spot in mind for this, and I got distracted by the dots, and I forgot what I was doing. Mondays are always a challenge for me. My brain is usually pretty much everywhere except where I need it to be. Let's see. Some light behind his nose. We'll do that. We've kind of hit the point where we're just kind of making sense out of things that don't make a lot of sense at this point, so. Oh, and there's the birds weighing in on their opinion of me doing things the way I do them. Hey, we made it 45 minutes before my birds threw a fit. We're doing good. Well, 43 minutes. I think that might actually be a record. Usually they have weighed in with their 2 cents at least 2 to 3 times by now. Now I'm just kind of going in. I love using the blue greens, the aquas, and this one they call seafoam for filling in spots that I'm not sure if they're supposed to be flower or leaf because it kind of fits both. Not me over here talking with my hands like you guys can see that part. But it definitely makes it easier if you have something that could go either direction. Just to kind of fill things in a little bit and It's another piece that doesn't really have a counterpart. Sorry, I got sidetracked for that up there a little bit. I do apologize if you're not used to seeing me kind of all over the place. I have my moments, and most of the time I keep it very well controlled. But I am actually severe ADHD with moderate OCD. And there are days where keeping my thought processes in the lane they're supposed to be in is challenging at best. I will still be here, I think. I think I am going to go back in with some of my metallics here and just do these details that I wasn't sure if I was going to do or not. I pulled my pencils to do them and then didn't end up doing them, so. That's a little detail. It's just kind of a little pattern on here, but I think it'll add a little bit more oomph to this framing. Which seems to be kind of a couple of different patterns at the same time, which is interesting, but I definitely like that better where it's actually getting a little bit of added color. This may end up being one of my longer videos. I am definitely not complaining at that. I am not sure what to make of this patternless pattern we have going here. I'm just trying to make it into kind of a pattern. I'm really starting to think this book is a good mix of genuine art by people and AI, which, no problem with that, just I think they should tell you. I personally will almost always spend more for art that a person put their time and effort into than AI stuff where somebody plugged a suggestion into a program and it created the art instead. That's a personal preference, though, and I think kind of everybody's entitled to do what they prefer with it. And I do feel like that made a difference. Just having a quick peek here. Adding just a few pops of yellow. And my old man cockatiel says, "Wake up," apparently. I'm debating if I want to add any color to the little bit of background. I think I might leave that as is. Debating here. It's interesting that was supposed to be pink and it came out very, very purple. There are worse things in the world. I think I've almost got this thing finished. It took me a minute, but we got her there. Just kind of filling in oddball spots now. Just pretty much anything that doesn't have color in a decent amount of space. We're just putting a little bit of color into it. Just because I try not to go the lazy route and just leave spots because I don't feel like doing them. Also kind of adding into some of these areas that ended up being a lot of the same color, just to break it up a little bit, because why not? Red is really good for doing that because it's so easy to turn it into almost looking like berries or something like that. And once again, I'm over here talking with this hand like you guys can see it. But I think I'm actually pretty satisfied with how this has turned out at this point. So I think I am going to go ahead and stop there. We will be back on tomorrow. I'm not sure which one we'll do yet, but I will talk to you guys next time.